Hey all, welcome to ShareTreck. This is Raj here, friends. It's the weekend, and I've already done my morning walk of around 1 hour and 10 minutes. So I'm happy about that. I have to go for the evening walk, and I'm losing weight. So I'm really thrilled about it. And this being the weekend, I thought I would sit down, take pen and paper, and start writing down my thoughts about AI from an investment perspective. Because we are looking at genomics and we are looking at AI. More and more, it seems to me that we are looking at AI as a superset and genomics as a subset within it, because all the industries will become subset under AI. And the more I learn about AI, the more I think that we cannot afford to ignore it. But how do you invest in AI? What are the various stages of AI deployment? And which are the companies that would thrive in each of these stages? That's what I have tried to think about, and that's what I'm going to present in today's video. It's very important, my friends. Please do not miss to see it until the end. Let's get started. Welcome back, friends. Here's a breakdown of each phase of AI progression and the types of companies that may thrive during each of these phases. The first phase was the foundational advances in AI techniques. AI has been on for quite a while, and there have been different approaches that were taken. But the first phase was basically focusing on fundamental advancement in AI techniques such as deep learning, reinforcement learning, and natural language processing. And there were a lot of research and development activities centered on improving the core algorithms and models that underpin AI systems. And in this area, the companies that could thrive were AI research firms. And we had DeepMind, OpenAI, and then semiconductor manufacturers specializing in AI specific chips, which is Nvidia, AMD, and tech giants investing heavily in AI R&D like Google, Microsoft, Meta. These are some of the companies that came to mind. And when I look at the second phase consists of specialized hardware and infrastructure. So when we talk about specialized hardware and infrastructure, I'm talking about advances in hardware and infrastructure to support AI applications, including GPUs, AI-specific chips, and optimized data centers. This phase involves scaling up computational power and enhancing the efficiency for handling large-scale AI workloads. And if you recollect what Jensen Huang said in one of his latest keynote presentations in Taiwan, he said that the AI that we are deploying right now, it's a factory, and in a factory the throughput has to be very quick, and that determines how many customers can be served, etc., etc. So basically, efficiency in handling large scale AI workloads is the key for success at this stage, and that's what this phase is working on. And the companies that will thrive in this particular phase, which is what I believe is happening right now, is companies developing GPUs and AI specific chips such as Nvidia, AMD, Intel, and data center operators such as Amazon, and web services like Microsoft Azure. Also, you got companies which are integrators like Dell, HP, and SMCI, Super Microcomputer, and companies which provide networking capabilities for improving the data transfer between the data processing chips and between the data centers. Companies like Cisco, Juniper Networks, they would benefit. And then we get to the third phase. The third phase is going to be modularization and democratization of AI. So in this stage, in this particular phase, AI will become more accessible through modularization and democratization with standardized AI modules, application programming interfaces, and platforms emerging. This phase facilitates easier integration of AI capabilities into various applications and industries. And the companies that will thrive in this particular phase will be AI platform providers offering AI as a service, which you can call as, instead of SaaS, we can call it as AIaaS. So earlier it was software as a service, so it was SaaS. Now it's going to be AI as a service, it is AIaaS. And then we have companies which will do this particular service, which are IBM Watson, Amazon, and also firms developing AI modules and APIs such as OpenAI, IBM, and startups creating AI integration platforms and marketplaces, industry-specific applications, and the impact will be the next phase, which is the fourth phase that I'm talking about. So here we are going to get from generalized AI into a very industry-specific configuration. The work has already started right now. If you look at what Jensen Wong was talking about as NIMs, those NIMs are basically the foundational component of AI for a particular industry. So you would have a parallel universe, like a parallel human body in a NIM, in which the NIM would have all the knowledge of the human body, and it can simulate the human body so that doctors can work on that and try to understand cause-effect relationship and do research instead of actually cutting open cadavers and all that. So something similar happens in each of the industries. So those are called NIMs. So now NIMs are going to become even more specialized, and they will be readily deployable. And in this phase, AI technologies are deployed across industries for specific applications such as healthcare, diagnostic, finance, like algorithmic trading. Our own field is going to be revolutionized. Maybe each one of us, instead of looking at YouTube and watching what I am saying or somebody else is saying, we are going to have our NIMs, which will do all the work, and they will tell us what to buy, what to sell. So, and then we have applications in agriculture such as precision farming. And this phase seems to be able to produce tangible impacts on productivity and efficiency and innovation within the sectors. Companies that will thrive in this particular phase, which is the fourth phase, will be healthcare companies adopting AI for diagnostics and personalized medicine. And then you have financial institutions using AI for trading and risk management, companies like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Chase, and agricultural companies including AI-driven technologies for farming. Monsanto comes to mind, and John Deere, and also irrigation companies, and all of those companies can probably come up with various models. And then after that, we are going to get into the next phase, which will be the fifth phase, which is ethical and societal implications that are going to be worked on. Of course, this is going to happen in parallel, but initially everybody's going to be focused on getting things done. And then by that time, the society will start understanding the implications of AI, and the politicians will also be hard pressed to come up with regulations. So that's where the ethical and societal implications will be looked at. And in this phase, there'll be increasing focus on the ethical and societal implications of AI building, including issues like bias, privacy, transparency, and companies and regulatory bodies work to establish guidelines and frameworks for responsible AI deployment. And in this particular phase, AI ethics and compliance specialists, maybe new consultancy companies and regulatory technology companies will flourish. They could even be startups, or they could be branches of existing top 5 consultancy companies which are doing financial consultancy or compliance consultancy. They could get into this area. And this is going to involve multidisciplinary experts because everything under the sky will be covered by AI. Apart from this, there will be cybersecurity companies addressing AI-driven threats and firms providing AI-driven data privacy solutions, companies like Palantir, Cloudflare. So if you are already invested in Palantir and Cloudflare, just remember, we are just scratching the surface. There's a long way to go. And human-machine collaboration and AI-augmented capabilities will be the next phase after that, phase 5. So in this phase, the AI technology enhances human capabilities through collaboration tools, augmented decision-making, and personalized user experiences. This phase explores the synergy between AI and human workers across various domains. And the companies that will thrive in this kind of environment will be companies that are integrating AI for knowledge workers, companies like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Slack, and education technology firms with AI-enhanced learning platforms, and HR tech companies using AI for recruitment and talent management. Companies like LinkedIn and Workday might find new applications for AI. And then we go on to the sustaining phase, which is a continued research and innovation. And in this phase, ongoing research pushes the boundaries of AI with advancement in explainable AI, AI safety, and new application areas. This phase involves exploring cutting-edge technologies and theoretical breakthroughs. Companies that will thrive in this area are going to be leading AI labs and institutional companies such as DeepMind, OpenAI, and probably other LLM companies and AI companies that are doing foundational work. Tech giants investing in next-generation AI will also thrive. Companies like Tesla for autonomous vehicles, Microsoft, probably Apple, and we'll have Meta and others thriving in this. Also, you'll have universities with robust AI research programs, and those kind of trainings will become much more in demand. And then we'll come to a phase where countries would have succeeded, and then there will be other countries which are cash rich but don't have the technology. They will become the clients. So that's where global collaborations and challenges will come, because at this in this particular phase, I think there will be collaboration to create global AI standards, just like we have ASCII standards for computers. And then there will be regulatory frameworks and international partnerships. This phase addresses challenges like cross-border data flows, ethical standards, and regulatory compliances. And I also think that this will be the phase where actually it should happen way before this, but I consider AI to be as dangerous as nuclear technology or missile technology, and therefore I would expect that there will be a comprehensive social pact or government pact between various countries in order to come up with a non-proliferation use kind of treaty where certain aspects of AI will be restricted across the world, and there will be continuous monitoring to make sure that AI does not breach those areas. And in this particular phase, the companies that will be thriving are international tech conglomerates involved in global AI standards development like IEEE, ISO committees, legal firms specializing in AI-related regulations, and consulting firms advising on AI strategy and compliance. Companies like Deloitte, McKinsey may probably figure in this area. And also, I think that at this stage, I anticipate that there will be NIMs who are AI, which will be capable of querying existing AI to do a kind of audit to find out what knowledge those AI have, in order to make sure that the compliance framework that has been agreed to internationally is being maintained. And that would provide some kind of audit report or something which will have to be validated and certified on an ongoing basis. What the frequency will be, I don't know. And this is because when a AI model learns, we would not know what it has learned unless we query it. And it's humanly impossible to query and exhaust 100% of the queries to understand 100% of what the AI module has learned. And that's where you need to have AI querying another AI to find out what it has learned. So it will go through all the iteration of all the questions and find out what it has learned, and then it will come back and certify to us. Now, the companies which will be in this area might probably create and deploy those kind of NIMs. And AI's impact on education and workforce development will be the next phase, where governments will be hard-pressed to understand how AI-driven learning platforms, reskilling initiatives, and integration of AI skills into the workforce takes place. And this phase focuses on preparing individuals and organizations for AI-driven roles. Companies that will thrive in this particular scenario will be online learning platforms with AI-driven adaptive learning technology, companies like Coursera, Udacity, etc., and firms offering AI training and certification programs, and HR tech companies focused on reskilling and upskilling for AI-related roles like LinkedIn Learning. And then we come to a situation where we are looking at unforeseen developments and opportunities, because AI is widely deployed and AI is starting to show its effect on the productivity of various companies, and there will be winners and there will be losers, and there will be unforeseen applications and opportunities as AI continues to evolve. This phase involves innovation in new industries, disruptive business models, and societal transformations. And there will be agile startups and innovative firms quick to capitalize on new AI applications, AI-driven startups in emerging industries like space exploration, renewable energy, etc., and tech giants investing in ambitious AI-driven moonshot projects. There will be companies like Google, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, who will all be involved in this, maybe other companies as well. And I think that this is the stage which can be analogous if I want to draw a parallel to the dot-com era. Internet was described as an information superhighway, and nobody knew what the heck information superhighway meant. And then we had green screen internet, where you had a dial-up modem and all that. And that was still not the internet that we see today. And people could not understand what internet was and what the capacity was. And then slowly we started getting the GUI interface, the browsers, and then we started getting smartphones and apps. And at this point of time, everybody understands the internet absolutely clearly, and words cannot describe it exactly, but people know what it means because they are using it, and the usage has become secular. Anyone who has a PC, a tablet, or a cell phone has access to internet, and they understand application, they understand email, they understand sending money on it, they understand buying stuff on internet, etc., etc. Now, the last stage is going to be the stage where AI has become secular. Everybody has got it at their fingertips, and they understand how it works and all. And that's when there will be new things coming up, like Shopify came up for creating shops online. Amazon came up with the ability to sell your product online. So those kind of new AI-driven startups in emerging industries like solar exploration, renewable energy, etc. will come in. And companies which are already established in the .com era, which have well established themselves on the internet, are going to try and get AI enabled. And that will come up with a new experience, higher productivity for everybody. And things are likely to become less expensive. And as things become less expensive, more people will be able to benefit from it, and quality of life for humans as such will become much better. I'll give you another example. If you look at how PCs were, the very first PC was very expensive. Very few people could buy it, and they were kept inside air-conditioned rooms and temperature-controlled rooms and all that stuff. Limited people were allowed to use those computers. There were limited applications. And slowly, the chip technology started getting better, manufacturing started getting better, and as the scales improved, PCs have now become so cheap that the cell phone that I have here, the smartphone here, has got a chip which is much more stronger than the first PC that we would have used. Its apps are way better and superior, and as a result of which, we have PCs that are easily available. If you just look at your own home, you may have 3 or 4 old laptops that you have discarded because they are not strong enough right now, which you can repurpose into as a file server or a music server or whatever you want to do. And you continuously buy new computers which are much stronger, much superior, much faster, much more capable, but cost less and are much smaller. So that's what is going to happen with AI. Because right now we'll start getting AI-enabled laptops and computers. They are going to be very expensive. But as time goes by, when we reach the 7th phase of this evolution, they will all be as cheap as our current laptops and current smartphones. And as a result of which, a lot of people actually be participating in using AI on a daily basis. And the companies that will thrive in this area are going to be the ones that come up with new innovations, because the existing applications will all be AI enabled and ported into the AI era. So now I would like to talk about, in conclusion, to summarize everything that I said. I'm saying that the types of companies that thrive during each phase of the AI progression will vary based on their ability to innovate, adapt to technological advancements, navigate regulatory environments, and address ethical considerations. Companies that effectively integrate AI into their core strategies and operations will be well positioned to capitalize on the transformative potential of AI across different sectors and industries. Now, when we were looking at the early .com era, when we started seeing the browsers and various things, one person thought about email as an application. He had that idea. Before that, nobody had thought about it. So he came up with Hotmail, and then rest is history. Now there are so many email platforms available, and you can do email free of cost. Who would have thought about that, right? Email seemed like fantastic. You press a button here and your message goes overnight. I mean, immediate, instantly to the next person. It's way superior to what people were paying a lot of money to affix a stamp and put it there and wait for 3 or 4 days or maybe a week for it to reach the destination and for them to read and then take the time to write and put it back into the post box. At that time, people thought if this application, Hotmail kind of application is there, then it's going to be very expensive because it is saving so much time and cost, but it turned out to be free. So it was a business model. So a lot of AI business models will be discovered. There'll be even more disruptions. And I'm thinking that we are going to reach an era from an investor perspective where the multiples are going to be high because productivity in each of the industry is going to be significantly high. The winners will have high productivity, high profitability, And the losers are the ones who failed to adapt to AI, who failed to invest in AI, and who failed to use their imagination in their own fields to go to the AI era. Those companies will be left behind. So we have to carefully watch companies in each sector. And unfortunately for us in the genomics sector, none of the companies that we have on our watch list are participating in the AI revolution to the best of my knowledge, except for Ginkgo Bioworks. So we need to do more research to find companies in genomics who are already taking advantage of AI, so that we can be in the forefront, because the others are going to be left behind. So this is how I'm thinking about AI and the way it's going to unfold. And I think that as each of these phases develop, we'll have to look at various companies, look at the news on an ongoing basis, so that we can shift our investments. So then coming back to very, very practical things, real life. Right now we are deployed across genomics, we are deployed across AI. I'm looking at my personal portfolio. I have some genomic companies, and I've got a lot of money riding on FNGU and also on NVIDIA. So what am I going to do? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take profits from FNGU, and I'm going to deploy a little bit on CRISPR. I'll get 100 CRISPR. I'm going to continue multiplying the money on FNGU, because FNGU for me is going to capture the overlap between phase 2 and phase 3. I think we have finished phase 1 where we have LLMs in place. A few more LLMs may come in, but that's already in place. We are into phase 2. We have got Blackwell and other advanced GPUs coming in. So we are in the phase 2 where the infrastructure is being built and deployed. So at this point of time, I think NVIDIA, Microsoft, Apple, Meta, Amazon, and a few other companies which are working on AI infrastructure are going to succeed. And also I'm going to look at the next stage where all these platforms are going to be deployed, which may probably happen in 1.5 to 2 years. And that time I'll be looking at consulting companies which would probably take up the job of implementing these NIMs and training them for each of these industries. So that's as far as I can see right now. There's one more thing that I have not spoken about, that is the marriage of robotics with AI. So I don't know what is happening out there, but I'm going to do a deep dive on that. And I'll come back to you with a separate video on where robotics is and on where AI is, because I'm thinking that one of the NIM that Jensen Huang spoke about was having factories, simulated factories, which can be replicated in real life. So the simulation will have all the laws of gravity, it will have all the dimensions for various machines, and it will have artificial robots, simulated robots which are moving around and doing the work. And once it has been perfectly fine-tuned and worked out, the whole thing will be transferred into real life and built to scale. And the robots will get the knowledge that the simulated robots gained while working in the simulated environment inside the NIM, which will be parallel factory. And then everything will start working from the moment everything is switched on. So that's where I think the vision is for robotics to go. So I'm going to deep dive into it and find out the state of play for robotics, state of play for the parallel universes in AI, and then I'll come back to you with a separate video. Well friends, if you like this kind of content and you want more of these, press the like there and put it in the comments so that I know that if I work hard to bring something like this for you, you would appreciate it. And please send this to your friends who are interested in these kind of contents so that we can have more of these in our channel. So I hope you have a great weekend, my friends. So this was my weekend special to you. Thanks and have a great day. And I'll catch up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.